Hey leaders, are you experiencing the great resignation where you are? Even if you're not, I'm going to share with you 10 interview mistakes the great managers avoid. And so these are questions that you should not be asking, and this is going to help you in the future, even if you're not interviewing at the present time. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. And if you don't want to miss out on any more of these videos like you're going to see today and other great ones that are going to help you become that amazing boss, every week I share leadership tips and strategies. So subscribe to this channel and then you will not be missing out. So let's get started. So today we are living in the great resignation, and I think that it's really important to recognize that there are a lot of people out there looking for positions and a lot of great talent. And so we want to make sure that we as bosses don't miss out on that great talent. We don't want to push anybody away because there are options for those employees. And so today I want to share with you those 10 interview mistakes that great managers make. And because there are a lot, I'm going to have my reminder cheat sheet out. So when it comes to the interview mistakes, the first mistake that you don't want to make is talking too much. And what I mean by that is I think we have a tendency to really focus on making sure that we don't miss giving out any of the information that we have about the company, about the job role, but we don't focus enough attention on the candidate. And so I think that we need to make sure that we have a right balance between what we're saying and what we're trying to convey, and allowing that employee to, or that not employee, but that potential employee to be able to really share and communicate what they are wanting, so you know if they're going to be a good fit or not. The second interview mistake that managers make is getting off script and winging it. And when it comes to getting off script, think about, is every candidate going through the same questionnaire, the same process? And I know when I was interviewing candidates, we had our standard 10 questions, or it could have been less, I can't remember anymore, but it was, everybody had the same questions. And that way we made sure that we weren't missing anything and we didn't skip something, and we could have missed a great piece of background information about that potential candidate. So going off script and winging it, don't do it. Interview mistake number 3 is asking legally risky questions. So did that last question that you asked, is it going to bring up a bias lawsuit? Make sure that the questions that you're asking is going to be follow the legal guidelines. Question or mistake number 4 is making promises you can't keep. Now, I know when you get this amazing candidate sitting in front of you and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to hire this person right now. And you are doing everything you can to sell that position. Well, don't do it, because you might be making promises that you cannot keep. And they're innocent, I know, but it's going to be, a benefit for that employee or that potential employee that you're actually wanting to hire. But you got to think about, is this something that I can actually honor? Or, am I going to be, bringing back my words later down the road? So don't make promises you can't keep. Mistake number 5 is overselling the job and the company. So did you close the candidate too hard? Are the job expectations now higher? Are you adding things to the position because you see that potential in that person, and now the expectations are misaligned to what the role is going to be? So don't oversell the job, don't oversell the company. Interview number 6 mistake is bad mouthing the competition. Don't ever badmouth the competition. It's a big mistake, because what's going to happen is they're going to be thinking, oh my goodness, you're badmouthing, XYZ company. What do you say about other employees that you don't like or have done you wrong in some capacity? So don't ever badmouth the competition. Mistake number 7 is fanning the fire when the candidate gripes about previous jobs, companies, or even bosses. So do not give too much sympathy to that employee and the bad experience that he or she has had, because we've all had them. And I think that when you start playing into that misery and acting like, yeah, you side with that potential candidate, then you are creating this atmosphere that you don't really want, and it's not the culture of the company that you are wanting either. Also, mistake number 8 is interviewing from the resume. So a lot of people, obviously they're looking at the resume as they're asking these questions, and they can bring things up, which is fine, but don't just focus on the resume. Use those open-ended questions where they are sharing how they've implemented skills and challenges and overcome these things within their last position. So you really get to learn that potential candidate, what environment they like to work in, what kind of people they really excel working with. So that's kind of what you really want to focus on. And then mistake number 9 is using ineffective interview questions. So this is a big clue. You can always tell if you're asking ineffective interview questions when you are getting the same responses from everybody. So this is like a big old red flag. So learn how to answer or respond or ask really great questions. And this will help you not get those pat answers that you're really not wanting. And then interview mistake number 10, the final one, is misreading responses both verbally and non-verbally. So we rely on our first impressions, and body language really tells a whole lot. So make sure that when you are meeting with that potential candidate that you're not misreading. And if you do think that you might be misreading a nonverbal cue or body language, or maybe something that they said, then clarify it, just to make sure that you are not misinterpreting. So these questions, just think about it. Think about if you have fallen prey to any of these bad interview mistakes. And if you have, take this list of items with you to make sure that you don't fall prey in the future. And I'm going to run through them really quick. The 10 interview mistakes that great managers avoid. 1, talking too much. 2 is going off script and winging it. 3 is asking legally risky questions. 4 is making promises you cannot keep. 5 is overselling the job and the company. And then 6 is bad-mouthing the competition. 7 is fanning the fire when candidates gripe about past jobs, past bosses, and past companies. Mistake number 8 is interviewing from the resume. Mistake number 9 is using ineffective interview questions. And last but not least, mistake number 10 is misreading responses both verbally and non-verbally. So hopefully you got some value in this. If you did, please like the button below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my weekly leadership tips and strategies. Also, give me an idea of maybe some others that are not even on this list that maybe are great mistakes that people have made in the interview process. I'd love to see them. And until next time, bye.